XG-ALX announces PS118, and XG announces the name of their second world tour. Alphas have been really busy decoding a lot of clues this past week, so let's break down the signals and see what we can find on today's very first episode of Space Signals. Thank you for joining me today. As I mentioned, this is the very first episode of Space Signals, and I am Syndicate Poogie. Konnichiwa, Syndicate Poogie des, or just Poogie. This is a new segment that I've been thinking to have on the channel to just discuss things that go on a weekly basis in XG's world and XGALX's world. This past week or so, we've had a lot with the incoming full album of XG, and also just a lot of recent live performances and a lot of new details that have been revealed. I thought that it would be nice to just kind of have that discussion out there and try to connect more with you guys in a more discussion-based format. And I do tend to yap a lot, so sometimes the length of these episodes may vary and may even look like a podcast, but for now this is just me talking to you guys, and I hope that you guys can also engage and give your feedback and thoughts. Those are all welcome. If you guys are new to the channel, please feel free to leave a comment. And if you'd like to see more of this, please let me know. Hopefully you guys subscribe and stick around for more. And without further ado, let's break down today's transmission. Welcome to Space Signals. So let's see, going back about a week, on October 24th, XGALX official and producer Simon announced the debut single of PS118 or 118. So what do we know? The image itself is a black and white image. It has the letters PS118. We don't know if they're meant to be read as 118 or 118 or 118. And then it shows a picture of a DeLorean, which is a car made famous from the movies Back to the Future. So this initially, when it dropped, it made alphas really have a big discussion of what it may represent and what it may be. A lot of folks were thinking that it might be a subunit within XG. There were also rumors that it may be a brand new group. We don't know if it's going to be a boy group, a girl group, or if it could be even the former trainees of the Galaxy program, Airi, Hikaru, and Rei. That one I don't think it's as plausible, because I think Hikaru is still binded to her activities with Kepler, and it could, but it still could involve Airi and Rei, so we're not sure there. So there's been a lot of different rumors and speculation. The timing of the announcement also was of concern to some folks, because XG is in the middle of preparing for their first full album. So to have a new act on top of XG preparing for their first full-length album, it seemed like a very logistical challenge. But when have they ever been known to take the easy path? This is a group of people that have been aiming high and have been ambitious as a small unit, as a small management team, and I think they're shooting beyond what we can even see as fans. So I do commend them for that, and I am curious to see what PS118 may represent and what it may be. I do think it is a new act. Digging into the name, PS from Jacobs is produced by Simon, so I feel like there's some double meaning there. There was also someone on Twitter that had tried to connect it in a biblical sense, because PS118 references Psalm 118 in the Bible, and that is a section in the Bible that can be connected to Gala. Juria's lines, "Open up the gates for me," those lines are referenced in Psalm 118. So this is just, there could be a direct connection or there can be an indirect connection, but it's basically all weaving this universe. And I look at it kind of like how we look at Easter eggs in the Marvel films and connect those clues together and realize how connected everything is. So Personally, I do think it's a new act. I don't know if it's a girl group or boy group. It could be that group that did the Y2K version of Left Right, the dance performance. And if so, that would be amazing because they already proved without even singing a single word that they have the charisma and professionalism to do such an amazing dance cover to that song. So it could be any number of things, but also the numbers 118. A lot of people are speculating that they could debut on November 8th. And that's literally 1 week away from now. So I'm hoping that's the case, that it's November 8th and not January 18th, and that we hope to hear something soon. One other thing to consider when it comes to PS 118 is that this is going to be a chance for XG to be senior artist to them. Simon had talked before about how some of the members, he could see them already being natural leaders and big siblings to junior artists. And this is going to be a chance for XG to grow. They probably already have an established relationship with whoever or whatever PS 118 is. And, I know from my own personal experience, when you have an expertise in a field, even though you can do it, when it comes to teaching someone else to do it, that in itself is a challenge and learning experience. And you learn how to be a better communicator. You learn how to be a better leader because not everyone learns the same way. So, in developing XG, I'm sure Simon had to look at each member of XG and, play to their strengths, play to the communication style, play to the scolding style. So he had to know what click to push them in a way that they needed to be pushed. So in an artist sense, I think XG is going to have a big chance to grow themselves, and that will also reinforce their own personal goals. And I think with the universe probably getting bigger, meaning the XGALX universe, XG is going to level up even further. So I do think it's win-win all around, and I am looking forward to seeing what happens on November 8th. Let's see, fingers crossed. What do you guys think PS 118 means? And are you excited for it? How do you feel? Let me know in the comments below. All right, moving on to the next topic. Literally leading from the PS 118 announcement, the following week, that Monday, I want to say that's October 27th, on XG's Insta Stories, they drop what looks to be a QR code. And again, this type of communication had alphas trying to decipher what that means, and scanning it didn't really bring much. But the following day, on their IG account in the stories, they highlighted that embedded in the code was XG-GALA. So that made people go into a frenzy even further with their theories of what that QR code might represent. Excuse me, sorry. Still fighting this cough. So, you're going to see so many theories online and a lot of people trying to decipher any kind of characters, whether they were Japanese, English, Korean, Chinese. So that went on for a bit, and then they revealed that there was, well, actually this wasn't formally revealed, but someone had figured out once they revealed it in the social media. XGALX had on this time, it wasn't just on XGALX's account, but on the XG official account, they revealed the Chinese character, and forgive me if my pronunciation is wrong, is huh, or huh. I think it's an upward tone, so hopefully I didn't butcher that. It's been a while since I practiced my Mandarin, but people were trying to figure out what that meant. Is it a direct connection to XG's next single? Is it their album? Or is it a concept or a principle? All these questions were being asked last week, and knowing that, so after that character reveal, someone had found it in that same QR code. So people were thinking, are we looking at a track list? What does this all mean? What else may be hidden in this code? I haven't heard of anything new revealed since then, and I don't think anyone has deciphered anything hidden in that image. But at the very end of the week, which was the same day that XG closed out their Halloween show in Hong Kong, which was amazing, they announced their second world tour name, which is The Core. Huh means, sorry, I probably butchered that, means core or nucleus. So there you have it. It was a steady rollout, but until that reveal, the amount of alphas losing sleep over this, myself included, was pretty funny to see. And I'm sure XG-ALX, Simon, Chancellor, they're probably looking at stuff online and sharing tweets, and it's like, look at these crazy alphas, like, what are they trying to figure out here? So we have the new tour name, The Core. The first tour was The First Howl. It would be kind of corny and funny to name the second tour The Second Howl, but I was thinking, excuse me, that it would be connected still to Space Wolves. The Core seems like something much stronger, more essential. When you think about the core, because other meanings could be like nucleus or seed, this seems something, almost very firm, and you have a lot of strength in this name. When you look at any makeup of a living organism or cell with the nucleus and core, that's really like, what keeps it going. So I think, we're going to see what XG's core is. This is good. They're going to show us, maybe it may be like just being transparent with us, showing us who they are through and through. And, further strengthening the bond, Hesino O, between alphas and XG. So I think this tour is going to be a tour about connection, about resolve, and we're going to see that through their music and through their performance, just how strong they stand by their beliefs and their principles. And we're going to see their why and their what, why they do what they do, their purpose and everything, their core. If you were to think of XG as a concept and you peeled away the layers, what are you going to find in the center? I think that's what we're going to find out. For longtime alphas, I consider myself a longtime alpha at this point. I want to say that compared to other fandoms, the connection feels different. It does feel stronger, and I see that through how emotional people can be. This is also me being new and unfamiliar with a lot of ways that fandoms can be, but even with my being unfamiliar, I still feel like alphas and XG, they connect in a different way. It's much stronger than that, I feel. Yeah. So I am looking forward to the core. It starts in February, early February, shortly after their album drops. And I'm sure I predict we're going to hear 2 more pre-release singles before the album drops. Now, looking at everything that's been announced, is there a connection between PS118 and the core? How is this all going to play out? Would you want to attend a show that features PS118 and XG together? I'm all for it. Okay, I'm already there. So you don't have to sell anything to me. I don't even have to hear the song. The DeLorean was enough for me. But how are these two going to be connected? I'm sure we will know in the weeks to come. But I do think there is a connection because in that QR code, someone had tried to highlight that looked like there's a background image embedded underneath the QR code, which looked like the DeLorean. So again, you're going to see a lot of different layers here, and we're going to see just how much there's a connection between whomever PS118 is and XG. So getting back to the tour, the core, the first initial shows are just going to be in Japan for their first 3 months, which I think makes sense because they've had such a busy schedule. It should be pretty easy to travel within their home country from city to city. And if you've seen how they've looked in recent performances, they've leveled up both confidence-wise and physicality. Chisa alone is looking like beast mode. So I'm sure that the first tour was a lot of lessons learned for them, not just for them, but also for the management. So I'm sure they're chronicling their journey every step of the way. And I'm grateful to be a part of it, to be a witness. And my hope, I don't think I can make any of the early shows, just the timing of things, but I will most definitely aim to attend the shows that happen in North America. And if they circle back to Asia afterwards, I will most definitely aim for one of those shows as well. But for now, North America is definitely a confirmed area that I'm going to go for. And then I want to see when and where they announce the other dates. If they didn't announce your city for the first world tour, if they didn't go there, who's watching this right now, and where do you hope they go for the second world tour? Which cities do you think they'll be announcing after the Japan leg to kick off the tour? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know if you're going to try to attend the show. I always encourage alphas who've never attended an XG show, please attend it. This is their second world tour, so their popularity is even bigger now. It's going to be a little bit more challenging because the alphas community has grown, so a lot more people are going to be trying to get tickets. But we're still in this phase where I still feel like because their first full album hasn't dropped yet, we're in the big picture, we're still getting started. So right now is, one of the best times to be a new alpha. There's already an established community, and you have a lot of great XG content to look forward to. And, you have a lot to look forward to with the tour and everything that comes with it, and possibly a new younger sibling artist that will be coming in the next couple of weeks or so. So that's all I've got for today for this very first episode of Space Signals. I hope that you stuck around to the end. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. This has been Space Signals episode 1. I will try to make this show on at least a weekly basis. And if you tuned in today, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, guys, until the next transmission, peace.